So, I'm going to be talking about not letting anybody waste your time. Don't allow yourself to be used, all right? And the reason why I say it like that, it's like accountability of your choices. Who you date, who you allow into your life, who you allow into your heart, who you allow into your bed, who you allow in between your legs. It's a choice. So, I feel like in this generation right now, there's a lot of ghosting, a lot of ghosting, a lot of brokenhearted people not understanding what happened and how can they change things. All right. So this video is just to help you. It's just to help you learn how to navigate the dating world so that you won't keep getting hurt by the same types of people over and over and over again. And I want to start with that. Are you attracting in the same type of people? Are you going through a season of your life where you keep attracting in narcissistic personalities? And let me just tell you real quick about what narcissistic personalities is. It's a person who is like self-serving, you know? They all about themselves. Everything that they do is about them, their world. You will know when you're with a narcissist because it's never ever about you. In the beginning phase, they will make it seem like it's about you, but it doesn't last long, you know? So, and also they're also emotionally immature. So for you to have a conversation with them, that won't work. Any conversations about communicating your feelings or wanting to compromise or get some type of understanding, they don't have the emotional maturity to have a conversation like that. So you'll know, like when things start to get heated up, they don't know how to talk things out. It becomes a blame game, or they're like a shifting focus where you're the one who's bringing it up, but then all of a sudden it turns back on you. You know what I'm saying? You don't even have to get this far with a narcissist. This is what this video is really going to help you out with. You don't even have to get that deep with them. They are so obvious, and it depends too on your experience level in the dating world and what you are used to, because I feel like after a while you start to examine your dating life and you start to realize like this is actually something that keeps happening, or you'll notice that your friend is going through the same thing but the end result is still the same. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a person who comes into your life very, very fast, and some of them, they might be highly like hypersexual, wanting to sleep with you very, very fast, or they want to be with you really fast. Everything is just fast. They want to meet your family really, really fast. And let me go here too. When you meet these type of people, you're always wondering like, well, damn, did they ever really even love me? Yo, narcissists need love too. You know that? So the thing is, they do want love, but it's just not a healthy love. It's not the same type of love that you would want. Their love is one-sided. Just like what I say goes. I'm always right. It's like a person who's self-righteous. So if you ever wondered, did the narcissist ever love me? Were they even really looking for something? Yeah, they are. But the thing is with them, they don't have any accountability. They're not self-reflective. So it's automatically your fault that this happened. So this is why it's easy for them to just swing out and depart really, really fast. You know, they don't know how to have a conversation. They don't know how to compromise. So they have all these unfinished situations just lingering, because nobody can ever really come to a solid conclusion with them. Why? Because these people don't know how to talk. So if you think you're the only one like sitting down waiting for an apology, you're not. They don't close out any situations. They don't know how to. So this is the first sign that you could be dealing with a narcissist. In the beginning, I would love to say, like, I know Steve Harvey, right? He has this 90-day rule. I don't even think it takes 90 days now. I feel like if a person is masked, and if you are an observer, you will notice that their mask falls off within, I would say, like 45 to 60 days. You'll start to see that their mask falls off. So with you, with dating, it's important for you to understand, where does your heart lie? Where does your weakness lie? And what I mean by that is, what part, how can a man get to your heart? How can a man get to your heart? If people connect emotionally through sex, and it's like, if I have sex with this person, if I sleep with this person, I attach myself to them and I'm going to want them. If you are that type of person, I suggest you don't even sleep with them, right? Because some people can sleep with a person and not be attached. But if you are emotional and you connect deeply with people through emotions like sexual exchanges, don't sleep with nobody in the beginning until you know for sure, like, what are they looking for? Let me go to my next point. You don't have to go into love blindly. You don't have to go with the flow of nothing. And what I mean by that, it's like, you set the standard for yourself and what you are looking for. This is your manifestation. I love to say that. Like, baby, this is my manifestation. I get to determine the flow of my life and my choices and who I give my heart to. So this is your manifestation. You got to claim it like that. If you truly, deep down in your heart, you desire commitment, you need to make that known. You need to make that known early. Why? So you don't waste your own time. People will waste your time, but you need to learn how to not waste your own time. That means taking accountability over your life, your heart. Don't give your power away to somebody else. This is your manifestation. All right? Let me go into that a little bit more deeper. When you first meet a person, because like communication skills, how can you communicate to someone and tell them what your needs are and what you're looking for, without being needy or without feeling uncomfortable or awkward? I would say, ask them, what are your intentions in your dating season currently? That's so powerful, because once again, not everybody is looking for love. And honestly, that's okay. It's okay to not want love. The thing is, people, why do they string you along? Because we as humans, we need connection. We do. We need connections. Some people, they love intimacy. They love like the early, like the honeymoon stages. This is why narcissists will spend a few weeks with you, and they'll once you start to ask them for more time, once you start to need things from them, this is why they will automatically ghost you, because they were never looking to invest in the first place. And the only way that you would know that is if you asked, what are your intentions? One thing I can say about narcissists, I feel like they are upfront about what they are looking for. I've never heard, in my experience of like counseling or coaching, I've never heard of a narcissist trying to lie and say that they are looking for something long term when they truly weren't. They would normally say words as, well, I'm not looking for something right now. Or they'll say, I've been working on myself. They'll kind of like leave it open, you know? And this is a way that they use to protect themselves. So in the end, if you don't have a title in this connection, they don't really owe you nothing. And that's the scary part. When you don't have a title, there is no claim to anything that you want to say. So if you can't tell a person that you're not with that, oh, you're cheating on me, or oh, how come I didn't hear from you? Because that's the point. You want a title because you want boundaries in your relationship to protect it. If you ain't got no title, the real truth is you barely even have a voice. And this is why it's so easy for them to ignore you. Because in the back of their mind, it's like, we're not together. I don't owe you nothing. But then where the confusion part comes in is you're doing things in this connection as if you were my man or if you were my woman. Because let's be honest, like, women can be dogs too. And not to even call anybody a dog. Let me take that back. This is not to name call. I feel like everybody is entitled to want whatever they want. Some people truly don't want to settle down. But why will they still be with you then? because they like the perks of connecting, but they just don't want the responsibility of having to cater to your needs. You know, they don't, some people are terrified of the expectations of others. So when they know that they can't live up to your expectation, they will be with you, but they won't be committed to you. And that's the difference. So they'll hang around. They'll hang around to get the benefits of you, the benefits that they need as a human to survive. We all need touch. Humans need touch. We all need intimacy, because what happens if you go without touch, without somebody loving you? You start to become very cranky and very angry and very bitter. Humans need love. We need love. You know what I'm saying? So that's why they'll still sleep with you. They'll sleep with you and not have a commitment and title, and they want to do all the nice things. They want to create the illusion of like a family, or to create the illusion of you two being together without them having to be committed to you. All right? I hope I made that clear, you know? It's like, that's why they run when things get complicated, when things get tough. If you realize, like, once you hit a tough spot, like once you really, really need them, they're not there. They're not there. Like, they leave. This also shows somebody who doesn't know how to work through tough things. And this is the thing about narcissists, or the thing about manipulators, or like toxic people, you know? They are people who don't know how to reflect. If you don't know how to reflect, if you don't know how to take accountability, how do you make anything right? So they just leave a trail of mess everywhere that they go. So when you come into contact with them, you're just their next victim. You are their next escape. So that's what they do with you. It's like an escape that they need, to escape from their problems, to escape from all the other people that they left before you doing the same damn thing. They don't know how to heal situations. They don't know how to fix things. They're not fixers. You know, I would say they're more like breakers. And then they leave people with the mess so that the person can fix it themselves. Now, how to protect yourself from a person like this? Look at the signs. Don't overly invest, right? So what people do sometimes, and this is where you need to protect yourself, you'll give a lot. You'll give a lot. You will try to people please. You will try to make yourself available, because since this person is unavailable, you want them to choose you. And you want them to choose you because why? You want this title. You want this commitment. You want to build. So you will do things in order to make yourself worthy of them. This is where things get so messed up. Because now you're trying to look for somebody to validate your worth. And then that's where the pain comes in. That's where you whether you realize it or not, whether you would like to see it this way, it's self-betrayal. You're betraying yourself because you are looking for a man or a woman outside of you to validate you as worthy, to validate you as valuable. If you are going into a dating cycle trying to look for your worth, you will hurt yourself and you will betray yourself every single time. Another thing for you to consider, if you are in this cycle right now, habits are habits. Creatures are people of habits. So hypothetically, let's just take it there. Suppose you do get them. Is this something you truly want in your life? Because who they show you they are during the dating phase is who they're going to be in a commitment. You might have this feeling like you want to be with them. And this is why you want to rush them to be with you, because you feel like they'll show up more for me. But the truth is no. Like, you have to look at characters, you know? If a person is being inconsistent with you in their dating season, they're going to be inconsistent with you in their commitment. So that's another way for you to protect yourself. Sometimes you see a person and you see their potential, and you base your future and you map out your whole future with a person based on their potential. Ask yourself, as soon as you meet a person, you're getting to know them, Am I willing to accept them just like this? Because if you can't, then you don't even need to be with them, period. Because once again, it's self-betrayal. You are creating illusion of a person that's not who you want them to be yet. And there is nothing that shows you that they will ever even be this person that you're trying to recreate. That means that just hit me in my head. You see the potential of them. It just means that you never met the one to begin with, right? So how do you know when you meet a potential? They're already working towards the things that they need to work towards, right? They already have the coping mechanisms in place, or they are a person who is self-reflective. A person who's self-reflective, they're automatically going to look within. They're automatically going to be responsible for the changes. They're going to be compromising. You will know these types of personalities. You know, I've always heard something: never ignore a person's energy. You would know. When you meet them, are they victims out the door? Are they victims? Because I feel like that's another thing with narcissists. You meet them broken, right? Not to say that, because we all have something inside of ourselves that needs to be healed. We're going to be a work in the process to the day that we die. But are you willing to continue a relationship with somebody who constantly needs to be fixed, and they self-sabotage, you know, and they don't take responsibility for their actions? Because that's not a person who's on a healing journey. If you want someone who's on a healing journey, you will notice like they're self-reflective. They call their own self out. And if you do notice something within their behavior, they will apologize. Narcissists don't apologize. And I need to take that back, because some of them will apologize. They will apologize just to get back in your grace, you know, because there's something that you have that they need. Whether it's comfort, you supply them with comfort, you supply them with a roof over their head, you know. Narcissists normally pick people according to the lack that they have within. This is why it's also important for you to become whole within yourself, right? Because if you're not whole within yourself, you're going to start to look for people who don't have the things that you have. When you're whole within yourself, then you can join someone else who else is whole. And you two can build upon each other in a healthy way. Let's go on to the next thing. How is your energy? It's important for you to pay attention to the energy. There's normally things that you feel inside of you, and you know it's just not right, but you kind of like hang on. You hang on to this false hope, because by that time, you created a fantasy of this person, and you are afraid to kill the illusion of them, you know? So I would also say, when dating, keep asking yourself, what's truly happening right now? This illusion of love that I truly desire, is this situation that I'm in aligned with it? That's where we go back to your standards. You know, when people talk about, oh, I manifested love, it's normally they have these lists of character traits, not external, right? Yeah, you want to be attracted to the person, but some people get so attached to the person's external that they don't pay attention to their character. Character is different from external. External is my face, my body, the person's material world. They drive a nice car. There's somebody who got money, and they can have all those externally, but just because a person has money don't mean they're going to give it to you. Some people are really like, my money is my money. So you don't want to go into the dating scene looking to see who got it together externally. They wear certain labeled clothes. They pop in bottles, and they have bottle service, or they have this really big career. So they have all this money, they have this car, they have this jewelry. It makes you feel allured to them, because just because they might look like they have it together externally does not mean that this person has a good heart. Sometimes those people can be some of the most coldest people. So once again, you're looking for character. You're not looking for material. If a person is constantly complaining about other people, if a person is constantly a victim, I feel like when you meet I would say like toxic people, they constantly have they're not truly happy, and you will see that they're like big complainers. They're kind of like miserable, you know? And then when you meet them, you feel like I can make them happy, but the truth is nobody can make anybody happy. Nobody has that power. Happiness has to come from within. So these are all the things that you can pay attention to protect yourself and not be used, because some people have this misconception that if I keep giving, they will eventually give me back. And no, they ain't. The more you give, the less that they're going to do. So if you're going to give to somebody, give it from your heart. Give because you're not looking for nothing back. But once you start to notice that the scales are in balance, a person seeing that you're going to be the people pleaser, you're going to keep giving to them, that's when people will start to manipulate you. That's when people will start to use you, because they see that you constantly keep giving. So make sure that the scales are balanced. Make sure you're giving from a place of heart, because then what you're going to say is, oh, they used me. But the truth is you allowed them to use you because you made a choice to keep giving. All right. And once again, like character, I feel like character comes in people's conversation. What do they talk about the most? What do they focus on? I'm so observant now. When a person talks, I listen to everything that they say. I think, you know, it's just important, because I heard that when a person talks, believe them. Externally, they might look like they have it together, but in their conversation, it will show you exactly where they are. This is a way that you can protect yourself. So don't be so quick to sleep with somebody. Like truly take the time out to get to somebody, to get to know somebody and see what they're really about. All right, guys. The last thing I want to talk about is creating a roadmap to your heart. This is like you having standards for yourself, you knowing what your true values are and what your true beliefs are, right? Because if you don't have those standards, if you don't have a roadmap to your heart, then you are just going to go along with the flow with other people, because you haven't identified who you are. You haven't identified what your needs are, and you're going to feel betrayed. But the truth is you never even voiced to the person what you need. They never even knew what you need, because you don't know what you need, you know? So I'm going to have a link in the description box. It's going to be a workshop that you can click on and you can watch. And I'm going to break it down for you step by step of how to create a roadmap to your heart. This is the standards for you. Everything that you get comes with a freaking manual. You get a TV, there's a manual. You know, if you buy furniture, there's always a manual. You as a person, you as an individual, you should have a manual as well to your own heart. This is so that you know what you need and you can voice it. You can't voice it if you don't know what you need. And if you don't see the worth in yourself, if you don't see the value in yourself, you can't expect someone else to see something that you don't see. So you don't even want to put your worth in someone else's hands. Give someone else the power. Make man or woman the God of your life to determine who you are and what you deserve. You know, you want to be in isolation with yourself and with God, so that you two can sit together and he can show you why you're so worthy and why you're so precious and why you deserve unconditional love. You get to sit down with yourself and understand, why do you show up the way you do, and how to heal your own self. The more that you know about who you are in this world to yourself, the less you will have the ability to attract people who will just walk all over you. And for you to create healthy boundaries for yourself. You know, a lot of people are afraid to say no. If you are afraid to say no, that is a sign that you truly need some more healing. Because if you're afraid to say no, that means you're afraid to disappoint someone else, but at the expense of your own self. So it just means that I would rather go along with a situation and make somebody else happy than to do what's best for me, which means you're putting people over you. And when you put people over you, then guess what happens? People don't really pay you no mind. You always meet people who are putting people before you. You're in situations where they put everything before you, and you're wondering why. Like, how come they're not investing in me? How come? But the truth is, you're not even investing in yourself, and you're expecting someone to do something or to choose you, and you haven't even chose yourself yet. So until you choose you, you're gonna meet people that don't choose you either. One more point that I forgot to add in: being with a cheater. That's a beautiful question to even ask in the beginning. Do you believe in monogamy? Do you believe in someone being faithful? Like, these are questions that you can ask a man or a woman. They'll be honest. Like, what is the longest that you've been able to, like, withhold sex? And the only reason why I said that is because if a man is weak to his flesh, he will deceive himself, and he will deceive you every time. A man that will tell you, or a woman that will tell you, "Oh, I can't even go 4 days without sex." Yeah, that's to me, that's a red flag. Sometimes people, when they don't have healthy coping mechanisms, they use sex as an outlet for all the pain, all the emotional pain that they have inside. This is normally people who are emotionally unavailable. They're cut off to their own heart. Emotionally unavailability means you're cut off to your own heart. It just means like you were scorned so bad that you decided to cut your heart off. And this is why some people just come off so cold. You be like, damn, do you even have a heart? It's that they close their heart off because they're in self-protection mode. If they're in self-protection mode, there's nothing that you can do to get them to open up. So that's another thing. Like, you want to date somebody who is connected to their heart, because if they're connected to their heart, they will have compassion, they'll have empathy. If a person is not connected to their heart, they have no compassion, they have no empathy. So when you're crying, it's like they can look you dead in your face, watch you crying, and not care. That's why a lot of people will be like, well, I was crying. They didn't care because they was never emotionally invested anyway. And you once again, going back to your standards, going back to that roadmap to your heart, is that something that you require? Like me, baby, I'm all emotion. Like, I'm grateful for that. I'm all emotion. I need a man who is emotionally connected, because that's the only way that I can connect to you, is through emotions, through depth. I need depth. You have to be a person of depth. Because what are we building our connection on if we don't connect deeply, if we're not emotionally available? And I've seen that before. I've seen two closed off individuals in a relationship. It just looks so empty. It looks so lonely. Deep down inside of my heart, I know that they're both empty and lonely, and they're just being with each other just so they won't be alone, but they're alone anyway. I won't speak these things out loud, but it's something that I observe, because I observe behaviors. This is, of course, is what I do for a living, but it's just sad. It's just sad to be with somebody and be empty and alone. For me, it's just like, what's the point? If you can't connect to somebody intimately, if you're going to be with somebody and be alone, then what's the point if you're not getting out the love? And that's why I go back to that too. Like, people creating illusions and staying in an illusion of love just to say that they have somebody, when deep down inside they're lonely, their needs are not being met. And do you truly want to live a life like that? Live your life in an illusion? Are you okay to leave this earth and not truly have really experienced real love, or not experience or live out this manifestation of love that you truly desire? Because it's possible. There are people out there who, men and women, I've worked with men who truly wanted love. They got it now. I'm good at what I do. They got it now, but there's men out there who are emotionally available, And to be honest with you, the thing is too, normally people who attract in emotionally unavailable people, who attract in toxic or narcissistic people, that's core work. There's something within you that, and I always say it, I always think that it's related to childhood, where there's still wounds inside you that you haven't dealt with yet. Because that means if a person was available, if they did have love to offer you, you wouldn't even be open to love. You know, you probably run away from all the people who got the real love to offer, and you keep opening yourself or exposing yourself to these manipulators, because what are you trying to resolve within your own self or in your own childhood that's still lingering in your core, you know? So once again, it's like so much. There's so much to explore to truly understand or get down to the bottom of your attraction style. And once again, like, it's your choice. It's important for you to take notice of patterns that are showing up in your dating world. It's important. I feel like sometimes the biggest heartbreak of your life is like God trying to get your attention to say, like, yo, this don't work. Why do you keep showing up the same and to love and doing the same things and expecting a different outcome? Why do you keep trying to people please? Why do you keep pouring your heart and soul to people that you barely even know, you know? So I feel like it's time for you to use a different method. And maybe this video will help you understand and use a different method. Once again, I'll have the link at the bottom. I also do life coaching. So if you need a coach to help you, you know, you feel like I don't know how to navigate my dating world. I don't know how to heal these core issues inside of me. I know that there's something happening, but I don't know how to address it by myself. I don't know how to confront it by myself. Then I have a link at the bottom as well. You could do one session, or you can book for a month, you know, whatever you need. The point is that there are solutions. You don't have to continue going through life feeling empty, feeling used, you know, but it's important for you to address it. It wouldn't be happening to you if there wasn't a deeper rooted issue behind it. Nothing is for nothing, you know. There's a reason for every season in your life, but the beautiful part is, if true love is a real desire that you want to manifest, and you're tired of attracting in the same thing, there's so many solutions and so much help out there for you. Even if it ain't me, even if it ain't me, it's just to know that it's not healthy, you know, and that there are solutions for you to heal it and for you to get exactly what you need out of love, out of life, before you leave this life. All right? I send you so much love and light.